Hey guys, welcome back to the Zombie Store. I'm Wayland, and we're going to talk about number two of the three Jokers from DC, DC Black Label. Last month we saw the release of number one, and spoilers. We're going to start doing spoilers because it's kind of hard to talk about something but try not to talk about it at the same time. So we're going to do full spoilers. We're going to talk about what happened in book one and what's going on in book two. But first thing, let's just check out these covers. We know that Jason Fabok, Geoff Johns, Brad Anderson are putting out this new story. We know that it's very unique. It's a very unique story. It's always been hypothesized and kind of always been played with the concept of Joker. Is it always who is the Joker? Is there only one Joker? Is he always does he work alone? Does he work in a group? Who inspired him, and who is the original Joker? I think this has got to be the first story that we've ever heard of where it is confirmed that there is more than one Joker and they are working together to carry out their nefarious plans. But let's get into these covers. Just right off the bat, I'm not sure what letter they are, but this is the first cover. Jason Fabok's an amazing artist, and we just hear it just captures the insanity, the maniacal nature of, I think, popular culture's most favorite villain of the Joker, and it's just an amazing piece of artwork. Really cool cover. Not sure about this. I know all the covers do reference something. I believe they do. Some of them I know, some of them I'm familiar with, some of them I don't. But just look at the art on this. This is kind of a dapper, kind of cheeky form of the Joker. Not sure again what it's referencing, but again the artwork is just amazing. Each issue is coming out with 5 separate cover price covers, but they're not the only covers that there are. Book one had a cover for Batman, and of course you see that cover also had the blood splatter, and now we have Batgirl with a similar blood splatter on her. And I think this is very symbolic of really what's going on in the story and how it's developing. And I really feel it's just kind of that notion that when you are battling someone like the Joker, everyone's going to get a little bit of blood on them. And I think kind of that's what's going on here. This is something very interesting. Jason Fabok on his Twitter made an announcement for one of his covers. I wasn't sure what number it was going to be. Now we know it's number 2, but this particular cover was actually inspired by Tim Burton's 1989 Batman, where Jack Nicholson portrayed the Mad Clown. And in that story, we do get another origin story. Most recently, we've seen an origin story with Joaquin Phoenix in Joker. But those of you who know, in 1989, the Michael Keaton plays Batman, Jack Nicholson plays the Joker, and of course we did get an origin story for him. He's actually a gangster named Jack Napier, which in an encounter with Batman gets pushed into a vat of acid. His skin becomes chemically burned, and he is disfigured, and he uses makeup. There's this really creepy scene where Jack Nicholson, he just looks absolutely nuts when he's trying to cover up his face with it's makeup. And it's kind of funny that that concept again it just gets played with over time. Heath Ledger, of course, wore war paint, something that they refer to as war paint for his look. And in 1989 version, very similar to what happened to the Joker in the Red Hood, he is just disfigured and his skin is actually burned. So this is kind of a tribute to that specific Joker played by Jack Nicholson. That he's naturally he's not, the white is not the makeup. It's actually what he uses to disguise his burned skin. So really happy that he kind of paid tribute to a real classic Joker played by a great actor. In our story, we are learning that there are 3 Jokers, and they identify themselves specifically. There is the criminal, the clown, and the comedian. Okay, he is the criminal. Okay, and I do believe that this was the standard cover. He's an interesting character, and the most interesting thing about him, and I think that has set him apart, something that you may not notice right away when you look at this cover, but there's just something very different about him as a Joker. He does not smile, he does not laugh. And there is a specific reason for that. And I think it just makes him a very unique form of the Joker. And of course, as we're learning more about him, we're kind of learning how different he is than the other Jokers and how he operates. Those are the 5 standard covers, okay, for issue number 2. Beautiful artwork by Jason Fabok. Again, I'm just really, I did not follow Fabok a lot before the Batman 3 Jokers, but I'm immediately becoming a fan of his work. Really happy to say that I got my hands on the 1 in 100, like issue 1, and the 1 in 25. The 1 in 25 is really just that crazy bright color that just really makes it stand out from all the others. But of course, my personal favorites are going to be the black and white pencil sketch covers, which is of course just a colorless version of, I think, your A cover. I believe this is the A cover. And they did the same thing with issue number 1. So actually, each number is coming with 7 covers, okay? Next month, we will see the release of the final book, which is book number 3. And of course, we will be chasing down those covers. Now let's talk about this crazy story. If you have not read this and you would like to read it, I would say run. Okay, run now. Like Death in the Family from DC Comics, Joker's focus was on attacking Batman through tormenting those that he loves. Here it's different because of course we're dealing with more than one Joker. Batman is dealing with more than one Joker, but I think the Joker has found out something very near and dear to Batman's heart, that he knows he can tug on it and it can drive Batman absolutely insane, and it clearly is. In issue number 1 of the 3 Jokers, we are given, I really feel that the focus of the story is going to be on the Red Hood, and on specifically Jason Todd, who was Batman's sidekick as Robin. He had some traumatic experiences as Batman's sidekick, and experiences that have truly changed him as not just a person, but as a hero. As he left the icon of Robin, he retired it. He became the Red Hood. And the reason is specifically because of his experiences that he has. I think Jason Todd is traumatized after his very brutal encounter with the Joker, which was actually the main cover for issue number 1. If you remember issue number 1, the main cover was Joker holding that bloody crowbar. And it is really the encapsulation of probably one of the most brutal moments that Robin has ever experienced, where Joker beats him, assumingly to death, with a crowbar, leaves him in an open grave, again, assuming that he would with the intention of killing him. But now I think we figured out that maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was not his intention. His intention was, of course, to mess with Batman and to torment him through tormenting the people that he cares about the most. So in issue number 1, we are seeing a very kind of angry Jason Todd, okay? And he is really acting out through this Red Hood. Batman does not agree with Red Hood. Red Hood is kind of carrying this. I mean, he's really got to be like DC's Punisher. Red Hood uses guns. He kills. And Batman, of course, just doesn't agree with this. At the end of issue number 1, Jason Todd, as Red Hood, shoots and kills the comedian Joker in cold blood. Joker is tied to a chair. The comedian Joker is tied to a chair. So immediately in book number 1, we lose one of these Jokers at the hands of Jason Todd. Book number 2, we see Batgirl, of course, run to Batman, tells him what Jason did, and now it seems like what we're going to see is they're going to be pitted against one another. I think the genius of it is Joker is getting Batman and making him realize what he has done as Batman. As this symbol of hope and a hero, he's actually created monsters. as Robin, living in shadows, Batman never really being able to reach that level of notoriety that Batman has. Really, I think Jason Todd grew with some resentment, not being able to ever achieve that same level of heroism, if you will, like Batman did. In book one, I mention a line that Joker tells Robin or Jason Todd that was really the breaking point, really pushed him over the edge. And he says, and he reminds him about all the things that you've been through, all the things that you've done, all the trauma, all the pain, all the blood, everything that you have spent at the expense of being Batman's sidekick. And Robin Jason Todd as Red Hood kind of tells him, what was it all for? They have this conversation, and he wants some form of justification. This is what he's looking for. Why was I Robin all that time? Why did I suffer so? And the Joker just blows his mind. The comedian tells him, you see, the point was never you. And all that suffering you did, and every bone that broke in your body, the point was never you. Never you. The point was Batman. And again, reminding him, you live in that shadow. You are not as good as him, and I'm the Joker, and I don't care about you. It's never been about you. And of course, the Red Hood pulls out his gun and shoots him in the head and blows him away. It's that anger that he doesn't have for the Joker. Clearly, he has it for Batman. So he's committed murder at the end of issue 1, killing the comedian. 2 Jokers left. You have the criminal, and you have the clown, which is still left over in book 2. Book 2 takes a weird spin for horror. Okay, there's Joker zombies, y'all. There's Joker zombies in book number 2. It's amazing. And it goes into this, again, Jason Todd is down this spiral. It begins with Batman on the hunt for the Red Hood. He has committed murder. His plan is to apprehend Jason Todd for the murder of the comedian Joker. Batgirl could not keep it a secret. He did it in front of Batgirl, and she ran to Batman immediately to confess what she had seen. So right now, Batman and Batgirl are on the hunt for Jason Todd for the murder of the comedian, the comedian Joker. When they finally unite at the end of issue number 2, Jason Todd is in a really dark place. The 2 Jokers are able to capture Jason Todd, hold him prisoner, and of course beat him again with a crowbar. Again, just further tormenting him and just driving him absolutely insane. They grab his red helmet. They make it into this really creepy helmet. It looks so cool. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to make Jason Todd into the next Joker. I mean, this is something that could be just so profound if Jason Todd, as Robin, as the Red Hood, would now pick up the moniker as Joker and continue the Joker legacy. And when you think about it, it's just narratively that it's just genius, because he has all the ingredients to hate Batman and to want to inflict his own personal torment onto him. We already know that he's kind of crossed into villain behavior, and he's willing to cross that line between being a hero and being a villain. I think the Joker just really wants to help him find himself as the monster that Batman has grown him to be, and he wants Batman to live with that, because in that the Joker wins. So that's where we left off with book number 2. Jason Todd's spirit has been broken. His mind is also breaking. Batman is trying to do everything that he can to support him. At the same time, has to fight him. So issue 2 ends off with some crazy cliffhangers. We don't know what these 2 Jokers that are remaining are going to do, and of course, what is going to come about Jason Todd, him as now officially a murderer. Certainly in the eyes of Batman. So those were our incentive covers. These are super cool, and the story is just great. Okay, I mean, I don't know if I just call it a review. A review is like it's something bad or good. If I don't like reading something, I'm just not going to talk about it. So if I'm talking about it, it's because it's awesome. And our 5 covers for it. If you guys have not read this, you all shouldn't even be listening to this. But if anyway you did and you heard all the spoilers, it's still worth a good read, and the art is just amazing. We're going to do this again for number 3. Thank you guys for watching. This is Wayland at the Zombie Star. I will see you guys later.